Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot, and today we're going to do another quick painting tip. Kind of tip number 2 in this series, I guess. I don't know how many there will be, just as I think of things. So again, we're still working in Easy Boho Coloring Book for Any Age by Ali Plitt, P-L-T. I'm not really sure how to say that. My first painting tip was back here, and it was about going up to the edges and feathering your paint out. And this is just one coat, and it seems quite opaque enough for me for a coloring book. I can live with it. If I were doing it on a canvas, I'd probably do another coat. If I were working on a canvas and doing it myself, I would just do the whole thing and then I put the design on top. So a little different strategy than working in a coloring book. We can't cover up what's already there. But today's painting tip is about opaque paint versus transparent paint. And in the fancier paints, like Liquitex and Golden and all the kind of the name brand paints, they'll actually label it for you. They'll label it transparent, semi-transparent, semi-opaque, and opaque. However, in these little cheapy ones that we get in the craft stores, they don't do that. You're just, it's luck of the draw, unless you've bought them before and you know. So for this little area here, I'm using a mixture of apricot and nutmeg. And I knew when I started that nutmeg was transparent. I could tell by looking at it in my swatch book. However, often in my swatch books I'll do several layers so I can see the opaque version of a color, which I probably should put a slash next to it with just like one coat stroke, so I would know whether they're opaque or transparent. Then I could label the bottles if I wanted. But the mixture of these two colors, I'm guessing they're both transparent paints. And it just depends on the pigments and the binders and all that stuff that they're using in the paint as to whether it's going to be opaque or transparent. So here I've painted one coat of the mixture that I mixed, and this is the two colors mixed together. And you can see it's quite transparent. It's streaky. Now, I'm still doing the feather. When I paint, I'm very much not leaving any glops of paint. I'm smoothing it out very carefully so as to get less streakiness than I would if I just left glops of paint there. Now here's one coat. Here's two coats in a small area, and I did the same approach that I did in my streak-free water-based marker video, where the first coat I painted in this direction and the second coat was in this direction. Now here in the very small spaces, two coats would probably be enough. I don't mind that it's still transparency. I don't mind that kind of texture, that kind of mottled look to it in that area, but I'm guessing that here it's not going to work. We shall see how it goes. I'm gonna in this one I painted in this direction, and in this direction. Basically, I kind of followed the shape of the blobs in the pot and stuff like that. So when I go in, I'm going to do my best to paint in opposite directions for everything. But my guess, in a larger area, it's going to take 3 coats. So I'm going to paint that and meet you back here, and we'll see how it looks after 2 coats and determine whether 3 is required or not. This is nice and opaque out here, so I may decide that I want everything to be opaque. We'll see how it looks though. So I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay, so we're back, and as predicted, on the larger space, second coat just doesn't really get it done. I think it's definitely going to need a 3rd coat, perhaps even a 4th coat to get the nice block coloring that I'm looking for. Kind of like the cover here. I bought these books specifically for block coloring painting, but with painting, acrylic paint specifically, for me, because I love acrylic painting. So yeah, so definitely going to need a third coat, maybe a fourth coat. Where might you use something like this if you wanted to not put a gazillion coats on it? I could see definitely using something transparent, perhaps in a space kind of background. A universe would work. Probably lots of places. Something like even maybe an elephant. If I recall seeing elephants on TV, it seems like they seem kind of splotchy. Maybe they're more cracky, like the elephant skin. There's probably lots of places. You could use it as an undercoating too, if you were doing fur or something and you were gonna do like little hair marks over it. You could probably do that. You could probably do the hair marks with colored pencil. You just have to be a hard enough colored pencil to do that. Lots of places. If you think of any, put them in the comments. But this has just been another short little acrylic painting tip. So I thank you for joining me today. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.